The world's largest co-working company, WeWork, says it has an aggressive expansion plan in China, even though it's only entered the market 6 months ago. The sector has seen some big investments in China in recent years. Valerie Tan was at the TechCrunch conference in Shanghai, where she spoke to the managing director of WeWork Asia. And it told her that despite the fierce competition, there's still plenty of room to grow.
Look, when you look at New York that has 50 WeWork offices right now, to me, and that's probably going to 100 over the next few years, if not much more than that. To me, there's no reason that Shanghai and Beijing aren't each equally as big as New York, if not bigger. When you look at the population, you look at the growth that's going on here, whether that's startups, whether that's large MNCs coming into China, or whether that's the largest Chinese companies growing. So I think Shanghai and Beijing can be two of the biggest markets for us globally.
But the market, there are just many industry players in this sector right now. Is it getting oversaturated for you?
The core of our communities is bringing different companies together. So we want to be the company that can help Chinese companies expand to the rest of the world. We have one member who has 15 desks in Shanghai. He was expanding to Beijing. He just went and signed a membership agreement in Beijing for 10 more. He has investors in San Francisco, so he can go on his app, he can book space in San Francisco every quarter when he has his investor meeting there. And then the team knows that he's from China, so when they come, they know who he is, they have his membership detail, they can introduce him to similar companies in that area.
Do you think that gives you a competitive edge over your Chinese competitors?
Probably 80% of our demand right now is from local Chinese companies, and that's everywhere from startups to Damai to the largest enterprises across China. And we study very carefully where the tech companies are, where the finance companies are going to be. In the US and Western Europe, they tend to have very small meetings. China, meetings tend to be much bigger, so we've built bigger meeting rooms. There's a lot of research and development on how small breakout meetings can happen, teams can get together in large spaces, you have your private space for when you need to do calls. That combination is what has allowed us to attract so many companies. It's why our buildings are all 90+% occupied, no matter if they've been open for a month or 14 months here in China. It's one of the fastest adoption rates we've seen globally.
What's your response to your Chinese competitors expanding in the US?
We don't really think in that terms. We really think in how can we best help our member companies. Everything else is really, truly just noise around the edges, because if we get that right, we have a global platform that no one else can match.